All right, guys, now this one says go from standard to conic. So this type of problem is called a standard problem. And again, what we did earlier, so when it's all written out without the parentheses, that's called conic. And so this one is not really, I'm going to say hard, it's just tedious. So if we want to go from standard, and again, this is standard, to conic form, we're going to have to just multiply this out. So what I mean by that is x plus 3 squared actually means x plus 3 times x plus 3. Y minus 3 squared, and I'm going to put a little plus sign here, means y minus 3 times y minus 3. And then equals 49. So what we're going to have to do now, let me again change this, I don't know why it does this, but now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to distribute all this here. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Three times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so that's that part. Well, we can go ahead and combine that and get x squared. So those combine to get 6x. Plus 9. All right, so that's doing the x part. So we're still going to have this little plus sign here. And now we're going to do the same thing with the y part, which is really the same process. So you're just going to do y times, that should have been a y, not an x. Okay, so y times y is y squared. Y times negative 3 is negative 3x, or sorry, negative 3y. Negative 3 times y is negative 3y. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Don't make that mistake of putting negative 9 there. And then just combine like terms. So negative 3y and negative 3y give me the 6 or negative 6y. All right, now let's go back up here for a second because I want to show you something. Now look at all these problems. Notice that the order they're in here. So that's very important. Notice it's x squared, y squared, something x, something y, and then a constant. Okay, x squared, y squared, something x, something y, constant. X squared, y squared, something x, something y, constant. Okay, so I want you to kind of get that because that's important. Because that's what we're going to have to do here. Is what should go first is the x squared, y squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do that. So x squared is going to go first. If I'm going to put it in conic form. And then y squared. So that's the first thing. X squared plus y squared. And then remember, something x, something y. So the 6x, so here we already did that. The 6x goes here. The negative 6y goes here. So it's kind of like the more x's, the more y's. The next x, the next y's. And then the constant. Well, notice, let me get rid of that. We have 9 and 9. So that's 18. So that's my constant. Equals 49. But, very important, when it is in conic form. So you may notice, if I go back up here, they're all equal to 0. So what we have to do, once we get to this point, is move that 49 by subtracting it. So subtract 49 Subtract 49. So then the final answer of this up here, and again, this is not for the 15. The final answer from going from this standard form to conic form would be x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 6y. And then 18 minus 49, what is that? Negative 31, I think. Check my math, I may be wrong. Equals 0. So this would be the conic form. And so if you want to even test yourself, try to go from here back to there, okay? And see if you can do that. So in one way, you have to complete the square. So going from conic to standard, you have to complete the square, okay? To go from standard to conic, you're going to have to do a bunch of FOIL, distributing, however you want to talk about it. And then just make sure it's set equals 0, and make sure it's in this order: x squared, y squared, x, y, constant, 0. That's the order it should be in. So hopefully this helps. Please feel free to watch this, video as many times as you need, and please ask questions if you have them.